Hi, this is Beth from Deep Roots Learning Solutions, and I wanted to show you how I teach sight words to my Orton Gillingham students, how I facilitate orthographic mapping of irregular words using online tools, including Google Jamboard and Google Docs, as well as the tools available in Zoom. So let's get started. The first thing is we talk a lot about orthographic mapping. So when I present the word, usually I present it for spelling first, and if they can't spell it, then I present it in the next lesson as a word to learn. So I tell them the first time this word says said. Usually I make it a little bigger because we're going to be doing things with the print. And then we say the words, we tap out the sounds in the words. D. Said has three sounds. What represents the S sound, S? What represents the D sound, D? And what represents the E sound? So sort of by process of elimination, we find the irregular sound. Whoops. And then I use the green highlighter for regular sounds, like green for go. If the sound is spelled the regular way with an S, then that's green, no problem. And the irregular sounds we code in red, stop, warning. There's something funky or something special about this sound. So we use that when we learn the sound. We will repeat it a couple times. We'll read it. I'll incorporate it in sentences in the lesson. And sometimes then I present it in the spelling assessment part, and some of my students get it, and some of my students need a lot more practice. So if you want to have them build the word and you want something with colored prompts, you can just do it with the three cells in the table like this. They can type right in them. But if you don't want them to type, or you want to give them something that's a little more manipulative, you can take a screenshot of the table that you've made in Google Docs. And the way to do that depends on whether you're on a Mac or a Windows computer, but you can look up screenshot tool for your device. So then you click over to Jamboard, and you can get there at jamboard.google.com. And then you take your screenshot and just paste it into the Jamboard. So you can shrink it, grow it, whatever fits your needs. And then you can, and this is not perfect, like the size isn't going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty good for something like this. So you can create a sticky note for each grapheme in the word, and then have them build the word this way. You could also have them, if they have something with a touch screen, you could have them write with the pen tool. So they could write their letters here. I'm writing with the mouse, so that's not going great. But if they have a tablet or something with a touch screen, they might want to write right in the boxes. So you can give them those cues. I put these boxes right on my spelling sheet when they're for my kids who type spelling. And when they're beginning to learn a new word, they just, when they spell it, they write it right in the boxes. And then I might fade that by saying, okay, you're going to write said. How many sounds are in said? Ed, 3 sounds. So then I'll just highlight the irregular sound, or I might give it to them like this. I'll say, okay, said, what's the irregular sound in said? So I can scaffold it that way too. So those are just some different ways that I have them really like record or build their words when we're studying irregular words. I still do some of the same multisensory, kinesthetic and tactile things off camera. They or like on the camera rather than on the screen. But those are some ways that I've had them do it on the screen. I hope that's helpful.